full disclosure, I am a huge Insurgency Sandstorm fan. I'm a big fan of Insurgency, and I know that that game is not necessarily comparable to Tarkov in the bigger scheme. But I actually thought about getting into Escape from Tarkov at some point. But unfortunately, at this point, I'm not even going to think about it. Uh, Gamers are escaping from Tarkov. They're not necessarily happy about what's going on. They're outright outraged about this pay to win mechanism that is basically $250, and it is really interesting how companies continue to go through this cycle where they think they can just nickel and dime their fan base and their gamers, and basically just want everything that's in their pockets. Um, I don't know too much about this, so I'm looking at this article on Forbes because I saw somebody talk about it on Twitter, and now I thought it was a big outrage, so I wanted to go and look at it for myself. So basically, there there's an edition out that's called, I think, like the Edge of Darkness or Ender Darkness or something like that. And this edition gives you, oh, it's called Unheard Edition. I'm sorry, and it gives a price tag of $250. So if anybody who purchased the Edge of Darkness edition, that's the one I was kind of familiar with, they were promised all future DLC content would be a part of a season pass, which you would think that, all right, you get, all DLC or whatever the case may be. Well, the Unheard of edition, based on what the company is saying, they're saying that this is not DLC. They have people in their Discord saying that it's not. They're basically saying that it's a new edition. And if you had the old the edition that's called, like I said, if you had the other edition that's supposed to get all new DLC coming up, you're not going to get it because they changed the wording of what's going on. I've heard they changed wording on other things when it comes to certain things that you get in the game, some packages or whatever the case may be, and they basically say it's a new game mode, and people are absolutely upset. It's basically pay to win. Obviously, you get new you basically get more things. You get more perks. You get basically more things in that sense. You don't have to you get new loot when they wipe out your content or wipe out your loots or whatever the case may be. And that happens in Tarkov. I think after a while you get a get a new slate, like to get more stuff and get new stuff or whatever the case may be. And they also have more space to store your loot. They also have improved skills that starts off when you get a new wipe, and a bonus where AI don't necessarily shoot at you if you have a reputation over 6 levels or something like that with fence, whatever that is. Like I said, I never really played the game, so I don't necessarily know. But I do understand that all these bonuses and all this thing is basically is pay to win, and to me, I think it's a scam because you're going to tell people one thing and then you do something different, and this has been a problem in a lot of companies nowadays. I ain't gonna say a lot, but it's just too many, and I don't blame them for feeling this way. And as far as I go, I'm not going to touch the game. I have no intention to touch the game. I've always wanted to wait because the game was pretty much a buggy mess, and I did not want to, invest too much in getting into a game that still kind of was building in at the same time. Now, if you want to get, like I said, the Edge of Darkness edition, which is $100, you're just walking into the game, you get you pay the Edge of Darkness, then you turn right around and you pay for the new pay to win edition, which is the Unheard of edition, which is absolutely insane. So in some cases, I think the math is right. If not, correct me. But you'll be paying almost $300, over $300 just to play this game. Is it worth it? Absolutely not. And then now I think they also tried to change some things where all like if you want to the perks, or I think it's not necessarily the perks, but they're giving you some extra stuff so for the next 6 months for everybody. So you have that era of FOMO. I think it's absolutely pretty scummy, man. I don't understand. Like, how they're going to be able to get away with this. I've heard that there are some places now, like in the UK, I think that's where they're based at, that this absolutely could be illegal. And it's absolutely wild, man. It is crazy. So they had a couple of updates as well. Like the first update they did, they said they had no plans of making a new mode available to anyone who does not buy the new edition. So they basically doubled down. And as of today of this recording, April 26th, they offered, and this is what I was talking about. They offered to give owners of the Edge of Darkness edition, which is the one before the Unheard of edition, access to the new PvE mode for free, but for only for 6 months. After which the mode will return to being exclusive for $250. So, like I said, if you paid for the Edge of Darkness, which is what I think is $100, you pay $100 for that. Then for 6 months, you're gonna have access to the Edge of Darkness access. But 6 months after that, you got to pay $250. Look, listen, you can't sit here and I'm not going to sit here and say you can't support companies, because it's cool to support companies who do the right thing. But what happens when companies do stuff like this after you supported them? Like I said, I'm a big Insurgency fan. They have never done anything out of the way to make me think, or anything that other gamers actually think that was, scummy or whatever. And that's one thing I love about Insurgency. But the thing about it is, what happens when you have a game that's like that? What happens? Like it kind of gives away a lot of confidence and trust from the gamer. People like this may not even want to support a game out the gate, because they're afraid with all this stuff that's online only, which is a whole different story. Stuff that's online only could easily be misconstrued as, hey, I'm getting this, but I'm gonna turn out and get something else. And when you don't have companies that are on the up and up and want to change things on a whim, you get stuff like this. And at the end of the day, it's about to get to a point, in my opinion, where either one or two things are going to happen. Some companies are going to have to really be careful about doing stuff like this, or just be on the up and up and give the proper fan service, or people just going to continue to go back and play older games. Like for me, I am interested in getting Stellar Blade. I'm probably going to go out and buy that game. Yes, I'm going to get the physical copy. Probably going to buy that game after this video. But as far as other games, like I'd rather just play the old stuff, because the old stuff is fun. You actually get real accomplishments in some games where you do have completions of certain tasks in games, and you don't have to worry about developers coming back and messing stuff up, or trying to nickel and dime you. It's really, really disheartening that a game like this actually get a really good reputation for having a good gameplay despite the bugs in the game. You get good gameplay, you get all this other stuff that people say that it's done right, only to find out that they turn around and do something like this, and they try to dig in your pockets and get more money out of you for, in my opinion, and I don't think it's even worth it. I mean, you're asking $250 for another mode. Do you know you can buy consoles, not a console, but consoles, for that type of money? You know how many games you can buy with $250? I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.